Guy unknowingly lives inside a GTA 5-like server, believing it to be real life. Meanwhile, actual players see him as just another NPC. The story unfolds in Free City, where players wearing sunglasses are the heroes. One such player soars through the air, lands in a sports car, and speeds off with a beautiful girl, all while being chased by police and returning fire. Meanwhile, our protagonist, Guy, gets ready for another day at work. On his way, he orders the same coffee he's been drinking his entire life, admires sneakers he can't afford, and meets up with his best friend, Buddy. They discuss how perfect their lives are, even amidst the chaos of their city. At the bank where Guy works, a sunglasses gang bursts in to rob the place. Despite the mayhem, Guy and Buddy continue their conversation on the floor, where Guy talks about his dream girl. Buddy dismisses her as a fantasy, but Guy remains hopeful. In a dark alley, a mysterious figure meets Molotov Girl, handing her a map that supposedly leads to a hidden level. When he questions her motives, she coldly warns him not to ask too many questions, then shoots him anyway. As Molotov Girl walks away humming a tune, Guy hears her and comments that he loves the song. She ignores him, but Guy immediately recognizes her as the girl of his dreams. Buddy had warned him not to approach anyone wearing sunglasses, but Guy can't resist following her. Unfortunately, he's hit by a train. Outside the game, Millie, Molotov Girl's real-life counterpart, saves her progress and watches an ad for Free City 2. A barista nearby comments on how the whole world is obsessed with the game, but Millie explains she's just gathering evidence to sue the publisher. The next morning, Guy wakes up and begins his usual routine, but feels the urge to shake things up. Instead of his usual order, he asks for a cappuccino, shocking everyone around him. Embarrassed, he jokes it was a mistake and takes his coffee, leaving the barista wondering what on earth a cappuccino is. At work, Guy is bored of his repetitive life. Just then, the sunglasses gang storms in for yet another robbery. As he lies on the floor, Guy spots Molotov Girl outside. Determined to talk to her, he decides he needs sunglasses. Guy politely asks one of the robbers for their glasses, but they beat him up. Undeterred, he tries again and accidentally shoots the robber. Leaving the gun behind, he takes the sunglasses and puts them on, suddenly seeing Free City as it truly is, a virtual world. He notices a medkit that no one else can see. When he touches it, his wounds heal instantly. Moments later, a sunglasses-wearing player crashes to the ground, leaving behind virtual cash, which Guy collects. The money is immediately deposited into his bank account, and Guy has, 2 days after Keys deposits, a face notices Guy's unusual behavior and shows his friend Mauser. They assume he's a real player using an NPC skin and attempt to ban him, but fail. Deciding to handle it personally, they log into the game, Keys as a cop, and Mauser in a bunny suit. Meanwhile, Guy uses his newfound wealth to finally buy his favorite sneakers. Determined to find Molotov Girl, he tracks her to a multiplayer lounge. There, Keys and Mauser confront him, accusing him of hacking. Guy is confused, especially when they demand he remove his skin. When he doesn't comply, they open fire. Guy escapes into a nearby building, but they continue their pursuit. Guy's sneakers alert him that he has 3 jumps left. He activates them, leaping several floors up. However, on his second jump, he slams into the ceiling. Keys and Mauser quickly catch up, forcing Guy to use his final jump to reach the rooftop, narrowly escaping once again. Mauser modifies the game to catch Guy, forcing him to jump onto a wrecking ball. Unfortunately, Guy misses. Just before falling, his sunglasses activate a safety bubble that saves him, but Mauser and Keys hit him with their car. Back in the real world, Keys realizes that even after Guy's death, the player count didn't drop. Mauser dismisses it as a glitch, but Keys wants to report it to CEO Antoine. Mauser hesitates, worried Antoine will blame them for the issue. A few years earlier, Keys and Millie developed a game called Life Itself. Keys handled the coding, while Millie created an advanced AI engine for the NPCs. In the present, Keys comes home to find Millie on his couch. She criticizes him for working at the company that stole their game. Keys argues that Free City is just a straightforward shooter, whereas life itself was far more sophisticated. Millie insists that Free City was built using their code and urges him to help her gather evidence, but Keys refuses. The next morning, Guy wakes up energized and ready for a new kind of day. Meanwhile, Molotov Girl is sneaking around, searching for a hidden stash. Guy appears nearby, accidentally blowing her cover. With no other choice, Molotov Girl teleports to safety, and Guy follows her. Frustrated, she scolds him for ruining her mission and tells him he needs to level up if he wants to keep up with her. She explains that players level up by robbing stores and eliminating others, but Guy refuses to harm innocent people. Surprised by his stance, Molotov Girl challenges him to reach level 100 by being a good guy. Motivated, Guy begins trying to protect NPCs from players, though his first attempts fail miserably. After several tries, he successfully stops a store robbery and apprehends a bank thief. His heroic actions draw attention in the real world, and he quickly reaches level 102. This newfound status gives him the ability to stand up to other players, and when he gets bigger, even better, and robbers storm in again, everyone drops to the floor, except Guy. He confidently tells the robbers that his sunglasses have freed him to make his own choices. To prove his point, he takes the sunglasses from one of the robbers, instantly disconnecting the player from the game. Guy encourages Buddy to take a pair of sunglasses too, but Buddy declines. Guy then orders the remaining robber to leave, quipping, "Who's the NPC now?" At the game development office, Keys gets a message from Millie asking for his help. She's at the secret stash location. Keys secretly assists her, enabling her to access the area. Molotov Girl retrieves a crucial video file, but an alarm goes off summoning hostile NPCs. Suddenly, Guy appears to help her escape. As they prepare to leave, more NPCs spawn, forcing Molotov Girl to fight them off. She impresses Guy with her combat skills, even if she kicks him aside during the brawl. Recovering quickly, Guy joins the fight and grabs a motorcycle. Molotov Girl hops on, shooting at NPCs as Guy speeds them out of the building. Once outside, she deploys a glider, and they escape. Keys breathes a sigh of relief when Millie successfully gets away. However, Mauser warns him that Antoine is on his way. When Antoine arrives, he decides to capitalize on Guy's sudden popularity. He orders the team to create a custom Guy skin for Free City 2. Despite one employee pointing out that they're already behind on importing content from Free City 1, Antoine insists they halt everything to focus on the new skin. While in the game, Guy shows Molotov Girl his collection of weapons and vehicles. He explains that he started the collection to break free from the monotony of his life. Later, he takes her out for ice cream, ordering bubblegum flavor, her favorite. Back in the real world, Keys makes a startling discovery. Guy's behavior is directly tied to the AI code from life itself. Walking and talking all night, Guy eventually confesses his desire to kiss Molotov Girl. Suddenly, she gets distracted by a knock at her door and logs off. When Millie answers the door, it's Keys. He reveals that Free City was built on their stolen code and that Guy is an NPC who was evolved thanks to her AI engine. He even mentions that the barista in the game learned how to make cappuccinos independently. Millie, overwhelmed, laments that the first guy she falls for isn't real. Keys also reveals an unsettling truth. Free City 2 isn't a sequel, it's a complete replacement. Antoine plans to completely erase Free City 1 along with all evidence of the stolen code. Keys proposes finding the original build of life itself within the game using Guy's help, but Millie argues against revealing the truth to him. Keys believes Guy would want to save his world once he understands the stakes. Later, Molotov Girl brings Guy to the multiplayer lounge and reveals to him that everything around them is a video game. She explains that everyone in the lounge is a player except him and warns that his world is about to be deleted. Guy refuses to believe her, insisting that he is meant for more, inspired by meeting her. Even if he isn't real, falling into despair, Guy wanders aimlessly through the city. At the beach, he throws a rock, only to watch it vanish upon hitting the game's boundary. Frustrated, he announces to the NPCs that they are all fake, but no one listens and he gets hit by a car. Guy confides in Buddy, asking what he would do if he found out he wasn't real. Buddy replies that it doesn't matter. Even if they're not real, the moments they share are. Inspired by this, Guy takes Buddy to the secret stash, where he was with Molotov Girl before. They confront the building's owner, Revenamin Buttons. Surprisingly, Revenamin, who is a big fan of Guy, offers to help. The player controlling Revenamin is live streaming on YouTube and tells his audience that Guy wants a clip of the secret level for his walkthrough. Revenamin gives Guy the clip, but warns that the glitch used to access the level has since been fixed. Guy gives the clip to Molotov Girl. His popularity grows, and players begin to embrace a different approach to gaming. Instead of buying Free City 2, they start following Guy's videos. Antoine panics as pre-sales for the new game drop significantly. He orders his team to eliminate Guy, but Keys reveals that Guy is the first self-aware NPC and cannot simply be deleted. Antoine then decides to reboot the game to revert Guy to his original programming. Meanwhile, Guy and Molotov Girl watch the clip from Benjamin, which shows the game glitching back to the design of life itself. Guy recognizes the place but is unable to explain before the game reboots. Around the world, players panic as Free City temporarily goes offline. When it reboots, Guy wakes up in his usual routine, no longer remembering Molotov Girl. Saddened, Millie logs out of the game. Later, Keys contacts Millie with good news. Some of Guy's original code remains intact even after the reboot. Using trace logs, Keys discovers that Guy is a character he designed for life itself, destined never to meet his dream girl. A character based on Millie. When Guy encountered Molotov Girl, it activated his AI, causing him to evolve. Motivated by this revelation, Molotov Girl takes Guy hostage and explains the game's imminent destruction. Though he initially doesn't believe her, a kiss triggers his memory and he regains his identity. Guy shows her the blinds in his apartment where the reflection reveals life itself's original design. Millie realizes that Antoine hid their work beyond the game's horizon, but overlooked the reflection as a clue. To access the hidden area, Millie seeks Keys' help. Meanwhile, Guy rallies the NPCs to prevent Antoine from interfering. Initially, the NPCs are reluctant, but the barista, tired of only making black coffee, encourages them to take a stand. Suddenly, all NPCs vanish from the city, confusing players. Antoine's assistant uncovers a clip of Guy's conversation with Revengeance, confirming Millie's involvement. Furious, Antoine orders Mauser to kick Millie's character out of the game, but her account is protected. Antoine then commands Mauser to have her character eliminated, but with all the NPCs rebelling, his plans begin to crumble. Antoine, desperate to stop Guy and Millie, orders Mauser to disable respawning and destroy the game entirely, even if it means all active players will be permanently kicked out. Suddenly, Free City begins to collapse, with buildings falling and the world shrinking around Guy and Millie. As chaos unfolds, Guy navigates through the crumbling city, dodging debris and cars hurled at him. Meanwhile, Keys creates a bridge across the collapsing city to help them reach the beach. In a last-ditch effort, Antoine commands his team to unleash the Dude, an unfinished character still in development. He calls Keys furious and berates him for helping Millie uncover their stolen code. Antoine admits to stealing the code from life itself, justifying his actions by claiming he believed the game would fail. Hearing this, Keys activates the bridge, allowing Guy and Millie a chance to escape. Antoine escalates matters by ordering Mauser to boot all players out of the game. As Millie starts glitching and phasing out, she gives Guy instructions on how to locate the original build. Simultaneously, Keys begins live streaming the events unfolding in Free City, exposing Antoine's actions to the world. Suddenly, Guy is ambushed by the Dude, who overpowers him and knocks off his sunglasses. Just as things look dire, Buddy arrives to assist, but is quickly thrown aside by the Dude, who resumes pummeling Guy. Regaining his sunglasses, Guy uses them to summon Captain America's shield to block the Dude's punches, a move so surprising, even Captain America is astonished. Guy follows up with Hulk's fist, to deliver a powerful punch and then activates a lightsaber to defend himself. Transforming the lightsaber into a unicorn, he strikes the dude, disorienting him further. Finally, Guy uses an anti-gravity gun to incapacitate him. As the battle intensifies, Guy utilizes a portal to confront the dude once more, but the dude gains the upper hand. At a critical moment, Buddy tosses the sunglasses back to Guy. Instead of wearing them, Guy puts the glasses on the dude, who becomes overwhelmed by the new, vivid world he sees. Distracted, the dude halts his attack, allowing Buddy and Guy to head toward the bridge. Antoine, determined to stop them, rushes to the server room to destroy all game data. As he begins smashing servers, Free City becomes increasingly unstable, with NPCs running for their lives. The bridge starts to crumble, and Buddy and Guy are separated. Before disappearing, Buddy reassures Guy that this has been the best day of his life. Guy finally reaches the edge of the map, landing on the Life Itself island, where the original game design becomes visible. This discovery proves to everyone watching that Antoine stole the game. Millie confronts Antoine, who still threatens to destroy the final server, which would erase the entire game. In a last effort, Millie offers to relinquish all rights and profits to Free City 1 in exchange for preserving its data. She insists she doesn't care about money or fame, she simply wants the world she and Keyes created to survive. Days later, the sequel game flops, resulting in Antoine's downfall. Meanwhile, Keyes, Millie, and Mauser collaborate on a new game called Free Life. Mauser encourages Keyes to confess his feelings for Millie. However, when Keyes invites her for coffee, she is preoccupied with work on the new game. Logging into Free Life, Millie meets Guy, who explains that the NPCs are now living the lives they've always dreamed of. Guy tells her he understands she has her own life in the real world and is content here because he can finally live freely. He also reveals that he was programmed to fall for her, hinting that the code was created as a love letter to her. This revelation makes Millie realize that Keyes is in love with her. Rushing to the coffee shop, Millie finds Keyes and they embark on a new chapter together. Meanwhile, in the game, Guy befriends the dude, but still misses Buddy. Suddenly, Buddy appears, calling to him from across the street. Reunited